Right, here we are again. It's been a week, we've been busy as you can see. We're just constructing our little makeshift booth here, so we've got to get the Trans Am out of the way, so let's get going on this thing. This is part 2, Trans Am fixed. Right, we're gonna try and get this Trans Am going now. We've actually got a new gear selector switch, that's come, so I think that was about £35 Lee had to pay for it. And we're also going to run a new cable in from that switch down to our starter motor. And I had a message from obviously someone who deals with these sort of cars and has been an auto electrician for 30 or so years, I think he said, out in the States or maybe Canada, I'm not too sure. I can't remember your name, by the way, but thanks very much for the information. You did actually confirm to me that between the starter motor solenoid cable and the gear selector safety switch, in the manual it just shows that as a straight wire, but apparently there is another connector on the bulkhead unit, apparently on the firewall right by where the servo is, so I haven't located that yet. But as I say, if you haven't dealt with these sort of vehicles before, it's handy to know that sort of stuff. So what he suggested to do, which is actually what I was in the process of doing, but again, I didn't have the certainty of knowing where the parts were, was we had 7 volts at our solenoid, and from there, as the manual showed, it went up to our neutral park safety switch, and then from there it goes to another relay which is somewhere behind the dashboard, I think, and then from there it goes to the ignition switch. Could be another one, could be one of them items still, because when we actually checked it, as I said to you, I jump started it off the solenoid and it did work. So we're going to first of all, as I say, change that cable and renew that switch, because when we did move that park neutral switch from park to neutral, the car did start up, so there's a very good possibility it's that. So anyway, car's up in the air. I'm going to just get underneath now, find that terminal, disconnect the battery, and then we'll run that cable in. So as I say, this is a 3rd generation Trans Am, and let's show you the engine. So this is apparently it's a 5.7 V8, and as you can see it's quite a substantial lump. Apparently he's had a new bottom end in this, and it come from the States apparently, so he spent quite a few bob on this engine. I hasten to know, I don't really know what it does to the gallon, but I would imagine it'd be quite down in the low teens, to be honest with you, especially if you boot it. So because we're going to be doing the starter motor, I'm going to disconnect the battery now, so that's what I'm going to do now. Right, what a blinking job that was. I'm sorry about the sound at the moment. I've lost my little microphone, my battery ran out on my little microphone. So we've now got a cable coming from the new gear selector through to the starter motor now, and we've just had a little tidy up and all that. We just connected the battery up just to make sure everything's okay. I think we've got to adjust the gear selector switch. Let me show you. Right, as you can see, we've got the new switch in place now, and we've had to connect the battery up because we've got to move this about and get this little tang down there. If you can probably see that, that's got to be married up correctly so that the switch activates correctly. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, Jimmy's just getting in the car. Now we want to make sure it's in neutral park first of all. So once you put the key in, see what happens now. Just let that bleep go. Okay, just try and start it. Right, okay. Do you want to try and reverse it or what? Hold on, let me shut the door. You want to come over a bit more, Jim? This way. And then back over here, yeah? That's it. Try that. That's it. Brilliant. Right, now back. That's it, perfect. Superb. Right, so we pulled it back in now. We've had it ticking over. We run it up the road as well. And let's just see if the temperature should be up to normal operating temperature. We've actually had the temperature gauge just over the halfway, so that's when the problem used to occur. So we've had it there, it's been standing now for about 15 minutes, so let's just try it now. Back in the park. There we go. As you can see, we're just up to halfway temperature. There we go. On the halfway, we've had it just over the halfway. And let's hope that that has sorted the problem out. Time to take it home. Anyway, that's just a little quick one. Hope you've enjoyed this one. We're going to be working on the Reliant Regal hopefully in the next video. We've still got some work to do here. As you can see, trying to get the spray booth ready, so we've got to sort all the ventilation out and all that yet. And until we see you in the next video, bye for now.